Hello friends, I welcome you all to this session of YouTube Live on maintenance. आप सबका स्वागत है इस YouTube Live में। ये हमारी मेंटेनेंस की सीरीज का दूसरा YouTube Live है। पिछले हफ्ते हमने मेंटेनेंस के ऊपर YouTube Live किया था, तो बहुत से लोगों के सवाल जो हैं वो अधूरे रह गए थे, जिसको समझते हुए ये तय किया गया था उसी YouTube Live को कंटिन्यू किया जाए। तो आज की सीरीज़ के बारे में आज के YouTube लाइव में भी नियम वही रहेंगे। कृपया अपने सवाल को एक ही बार लिखें और वेट करें आपकी बारी का। मेरी भरपूर कोशिश होगी कि आपके सवाल का जवाब दिया जाए। कई बार ऐसा होता है कि दो सवाल इतने मिलते जुलते होते हैं कि एक का जवाब देने के बाद दूसरे का जवाब देने की ज़रूरत नहीं रह जाती है, और उसमें मैं ये ज़रूर कहूँगा कि ऐसी स्थिति में आप YouTube का पहले वाला हिस्सा रिकॉर्डिंग में जाकर दोबारा देख सकते हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आपने वो मिस भी कर दिया है तो आपके सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया गया है। आपके सवाल का जवाब आप पहले, जब इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग अवेलेबल होगी, तब आप जाकर इस चैनल पर देख सकते हैं। तो नियम वही रहेंगे, सवाल को एक ही बार लिखें, बार बार रिपीट ना करें, अपनी बारी की प्रतीक्षा करें, और अगर फिर भी कोई सवाल रह जाते हैं तो आप कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखकर मुझसे वो पूछ सकते हैं, या अगर बहुत सारे सवाल रह जाएंगे तो इसी सीरीज को आगे भी कंटिन्यू किया जाएगा। तो शुरू करते हैं। पहला सवाल जो मैं ले रहा हूं वो है एल्सेस्टर मैक नाम के शख्स का, जिनका स्क्रीन नेम ये है, एल्सेस्टर मैक, and his question, I think it is a missing, some part is missing, because it starts with it is fine with this talaq, she can also put some civil case under section 10 for injunction, because I don't think that I have the complete question, so I won't answer this question. Now I'll take a question from Ankit Sharma. His question is, hello sir, at the time of decree of divorce, max how much can court award to girl if cruelty proved? Also, it would be monthly or for a certain period of time or a one-time amount. So, Ankit, if cruelty is proved against whom? If the cruelty is proved against husband, then the alimony can be very high because the conduct of the husband is not good in the eyes of the court. However, if the cruelty is proved on the part of wife, then the maintenance amount or the alimony amount would be less. Now it is the discretion of the court whether it grants per month amount or a lump sum amount as alimony. Most of the times now the trend is that the court allows one time alimony only, because it doesn't want people coming back to it time and again, asking for execution or other things. So that is the normal practice. However, when I say it is a normal practice, it does not mean this is how things always unfold. It is a normal practice in Delhi and the northern areas, but I don't know about the whole of the country what is the practice at each and every state level. And it is that, therefore it is always better to mention the city name from where you are asking this question or where these cases are running, so that if I have information about that particular location, or I know the practices at that particular location, I'll be able to tell you. And this is once again repeated, the question will be answered only in the language in which it is asked. So if you have asked a question in English and you don't understand English, then it is better to ask question in Hindi. You can type in English, but please ask your question in Hindi so that I can answer in Hindi and you can understand it. I'll take a question from धर्मेंद्र सिंगला. धर्मेंद्र सिंगला जी का सवाल है, सर कोर्ट को कैसे बताया जाए कि मेरी एक्चुअल में ही इनकम 8 से 9 हज़ार है, एक बेटी मेरे साथ रहती है, माँ और एक डिवोर्सी सिस्टर और उसका बेटा भी, फिर भी कोर्ट ने 3500 रुपये हर महीने देने को बोला है, बेटी की फीस है 2850, अदर खर्चे भी जैसे LIC मेडिक्लेम, इट्स टफ टू पे हर दिस अमाउंट। अभी फेब से मैंने देना भी बंद कर दिया है क्योंकि सिस्टर का लड़का 3 महीने हॉस्पिटलाइज था। हाउ कैन आई डिक्रीज दिस अमाउंट? धर्मेंद्र जी, क्या आपकी आमदनी शुरू से 8 से 9 हज़ार ही है, या हाल फिलहाल ये आपकी आमदनी इतनी हुई है? क्योंकि ये जो आमदनी आप बता रहे हैं 8 से 9 हज़ार रुपये, ये बहुत सारी स्टेट्स में, कम से कम नॉर्दर्न इंडिया की सारी स्टेट्स में ये मिनिमम वेजेस से भी कम है। मुझे नहीं पता आप क्या काम करते हैं, अगर आपकी इनकम मिनिमम वेजेस से कम है तो कोर्ट एज्यूम करेगा आपकी मेंटेनेंस मिनिमम वेजेस के हिसाब से। बहुत से ऐसे केसेस कोर्ट के सामने आते हैं जहाँ पे लड़का पहले बहुत अच्छी नौकरी करता होता है और उसके बाद कहता है, जैसे ही केस होते हैं वो कहता है जी मेरी आमदनी कम हो गई है। ऐसी स्थितियों में कोर्ट नॉर्मली जो आमदनी आप बताते हैं उस पर विश्वास नहीं करता है और कोर्ट एक एजम्पशन लेता है कि आपकी आमदनी इतनी होगी और उस हिसाब से आपको मेंटेनेंस देने को बोलता है। पर अगर आपकी आमदनी शुरू से ही 8 से 9 हज़ार रुपए के आसपास ही रही है, जब आपकी शादी हुई तब भी और उसके बाद से लगातार इतनी ही रही है, इस रेंज में रही है, तो मैं ये कहूँगा कि आप इस ऑर्डर के या तो रिव्यू में जाएं या इस ऑर्डर को चैलेंज करें हायर कोर्ट के अंदर और अपनी आमदनी 1 साल की नहीं पिछले कई सालों की शो करें, प्रोड्यूस करें, जिससे कि ये साबित हो सके कि आपकी एक्चुअल आमदनी इतनी ही है और उस बेसिस पे हो सकता है कोर्ट आपकी मेंटेनेंस जो है वो रिड्यूस कर दे। अगला सवाल मैं ले रहा हूँ। देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम अ पर्सन हैविंग स्क्रीन नेम न्यू बिगिनिंग। The question is, wife is postgraduate with MBA degree and is working in an MNC around 40K monthly salary. No kid. Is she eligible for maintenance? So, is she eligible for maintenance? I don't think that this money is a small amount. This is a sufficient amount if there are no kids in any city, and be it Delhi and Mumbai also, it is a sufficient amount. So the court will not look at it only from this point of view whether this amount is sufficient for her own upkeep or not. The court will also look at what is your income, and if the in your income and the differential of the income is not very high, then of course uh, she won't be granted any maintenance. However, if the differential is very high, say you are earning 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees per month, then of course the court can grant certain maintenance. However, in normal circumstances, I think this is a sufficient income for any individual in this city, in city like Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore even, and also in the smaller cities like Lucknow, Pune. So I doubt that any maintenance would be granted to this woman if you contest your matter in a correct manner. Now I am taking a question from Dinesh Chandra. Of course, the names which I am reading are screen names. The actual name may be different. And if anybody does not want their names to be disclosed, they can use any other screen name as well. I'll answer as per the screen name. So the question from Dinesh Chandra is that wife left home with 2 daughters, jewelry, goods, etc. in my absence and without any information in December 19 after 15 years of marriage. Immediately after leaving, she filed 125 seeking rupees 50,000 maintenance, 75,000 maintenance. We both are government servants. My gross 1 lakh net after statutory deductions and income tax. Her gross 78K net. Uh, 68K case is in Noida. So, Dinesh ji, in your case, as both of you are government employees, get any maintenance. The only point is that how much maintenance the children will get, because you said that you have 2 daughters. So the only point of contention would in front of the court is how much maintenance to grant to these 2 children. And I believe as she is earning sufficiently, the maintenance for the children should be shared between you in the proportion of your income, your net take home income. And that is how you should argue this case. Even in 125, the court can ask the lady to contribute towards the maintenance of the child. Judgment in the similar fashion is available on my website www.shonikapoor.com. You can see the judgment there and ask your advocate to take the judgment from the library and produce it in the court. I am sure the court will be kind to you, will look at your arguments, and will grant maintenance which is fair to the children, and the court will ask the lady to contribute towards the maintenance for the children as well. There is a question from Vishal Uppal. Wife left me 2 years ago and filed 125 and 498. Both cases are now 2 years old. Wife is now getting 25K as 125 interim. My salary is 1 lakhs per month. Can she now file DV case as well? Will she get additional amount in DV? She mentioned in 125 affidavit that she is living with her parents. She is MA B.Ed but never worked. Uh, so the question is that once a maintenance has been granted in 125 case, can she file DV? And if she files DV, will she be eligible for getting any maintenance in this particular case? Now the factual metrics is that Vishal's income is around 1 lakh rupees and 25,000 rupees interim maintenance has already been granted, which I think is very fair. It is in line with the Supreme Court judgment, which says that the 25% maintenance is just and proper for a woman, for a wife in any circumstances. So I think that DV court, if you cite that particular judgment and also produce the order of maintenance in 125 code, I am of opinion and I am very hopeful that the DV code will not saddle you with any additional maintenance. You should not worry about it. Rather, you should file a strong reply, and as and when she files DV, that she is doing merely forum shopping and she is not actually eligible for any further maintenance. She is already getting maintenance. And if she hides that she is getting maintenance in 125 CRPC, then it will be a good ground to file perjury as well. And I am sure that there should not be any hesitation in filing perjury. I have left a question. There was a question by a person, Pranav Kumar, and his question was प्रणव कुमार जी का एक सवाल था और बड़ा ही वैलिड सवाल था। जो लड़की 498 केस करती है, क्या ऐसी वाइफ को घर लाना चाहिए या नहीं? तो ये क्वेश्चन जो है मेंटेनेंस से रिलेटेड नहीं है, और जनरली हम इस सेशन में जो मिड वीक सेशन होता है वेडनेसडे को, उसमें हम सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन ही लेते हैं, बट ऐसे क्वेश्चन मेरे पास रेगुलरली आते रहते हैं। तो मैं ऐसा कहता हूं कि इस सवाल का सीधा जवाब हाँ या नहीं ना नहीं हो सकता। हालांकि बहुत हद तक मैं इसी ओपिनियन का हूँ कि ऐसी औरत को नहीं लाना चाहिए, वापस नहीं लाना चाहिए। फिर भी कुछ ऐसे सर्कमस्टांसेस होते हैं जिसमें बच्चे इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, या आप खुद भी, आपके खुद के इमोशंस जो हैं उस लड़की के साथ होते हैं, वो उसकी गलती पूरी नहीं होती है, कुछ गलती आपकी भी होती है। तो ऐसी स्थितियों में आपको ये देखना चाहिए क्या वो लड़की रिमोर्सफुल है झूठा केस फाइल करने के लिए। अगर आपको कहीं वो रिमोर्स दिखता है तो शायद आप एक बार सोच सकते हैं उस लड़की को वापस लाने के लिए, अन्यथा ऐसी गलती ना करें। Dinesh Chandra has questions. I think Dinesh Chandra is continuing queries. He had asked his queries. Queries: will she get interim maintenance for her? Will she get interim maintenance for children? If yes, then approximately how much? I think Dinesh, I have answered these questions, so I think these are continuing questions. I want custody of my daughters. A lawyer advised me for filing GWA case, assuming that wife will deny to give daughters custody to me in GWA. Then we will use wife denial in 125, arguing that if she is willfully keeping the daughters with her, then only she would bear kids' expenses as she is capable and earning well. Else she gave custody to father, then we will maintain kids as per capabilities. Queries: is this line of reasoning logical, legal, and workable? If yes, then is it must to file GWA for achieving this objective? Can such objective be not achieved by filing an application in 125 itself? Okay. So, Dinesh, first of all, I don't subscribe to this line of thought, and neither does this line of thought ever fly in court that if she is not able to maintain the child, she should give the children to us. It is not something which is enforceable. The court is not bound to ask her to hand over the child if she is not able to maintain it. The child custody application has to be decided only and solely on one factor, that is welfare of the child. This line of thought which you are trying to utilize to deny maintenance is not tenable. It is neither legal nor tenable. Even if at certain places people are advising you to do that, I am sure that no court is going to look towards it from this particular angle. You should file a reply, strong reply, and if as the children are, you are loving your children, you want the custody of your children, you should show that you are willing to take care of your children. and file GWA if you want custody of the children. And even if you don't want custody of the children, I am sure that you will be willing to contribute towards their education and other expenses. I'm not saying that you should pay maintenance to your spouse, but you should definitely take care of your children. आई एम टेकिंग अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम पवन आहूजा। पवन आहूजा जी का सवाल मैं ले रहा हूँ। हाय सर, मेरी वाइफ ने मेरे पापा और मेरे अगेंस्ट में केस फाइल किया है 23 नवंबर 2019 को। उसने 376, 354, 498, 34, 323, 506 का केस किया है। पापा को मेरी बेल मिल गई है आफ्टर 18 डेज जेसी। मेरी अभी प्रोटेक्शन चल रही है ड्यू टू कोरोना। एफआईआर के नेक्स्ट डे से मुझे और मेरे पापा को मेरी वाइफ और उसकी सिस्टर डेली मैसेज कर रही है, व्हाट्सएप वॉलपेपर सेंड करती है, कभी गुड मॉर्निंग नहीं बोलती डेली मैसेजेस को। इसलिए मैं क्या करूं जिससे मैसेज आने रुक जाए? पवन जी, मैं समझ गया आपका सवाल, पर आपका सवाल अनफॉर्चुनेटली मेंटेनेंस से रिलेटेड नहीं है। आप इस सवाल को मुझे अलग से व्हाट्सएप पे भेज सकते हैं या मेरे को ईमेल कर सकते हैं। मैं ज़रूर इसका जवाब देने का प्रयास करूंगा। इनका सवाल बेल से रिलेटेड है और इसके अलावा अपने जो हो रहे अपने ऊपर लगातार मैसेजेस की बारिश है उनको रोकने के लिए एक लाइन में आपको बता देता हूँ, आप इंजंक्शन फाइल कर सकते हैं, पर कैसे करना है ये एक लंबी डिस्कशन की बात है, तो कृपया हम इस मीटिंग का समय उसमें वेस्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे, सॉरी। AG has a question, the person with the screen name AG. His question is, wife left 1 year ago and filed 498 DV and 125 in her hometown. She was working before marriage and now also earning around 40K per month from her job in Gurgaon. 125 judge has still given interim of 15K per month. How is it possible and how to counter that? My salary is 1.5 per month. I assume that it is 1.5 lakhs per month. So I am sure that it is excessive order. AG, I definitely find this order as excessive because if she is earning 40,000 rupees in a city like Gurgaon, I think it is sufficient for her own upkeep. However, for this particular amount, I will not advise you to go to High Court or any higher courts because there is very little likelihood that this amount will be reduced, knowing the various past judgments of Punjab and Haryana High Court. If it is from Gurgaon, then I doubt that any relief will be granted to you. At this stage, it will be very important that you let her lead evidence and you cross-examine her and strongly so that you can rip her case apart and show that you are not at all at any fault and thus she should not get any maintenance. Also, I don't know, I am assuming that the city is Gurgaon and that is why I am advising you. If the city is somewhere else, then of course we can discuss it separately once again. There is a question, Apurv, there is a question from Apurv Saini. Huge thank you for, okay, he says that he is just thanking and he said that I have received answers to most of my questions through others' queries. So this is what I told in the very beginning, that it is not essential that your name should be taken and your query should be answered exactly in the way you have framed it. Most of the times the queries are similar. So if one query has already been answered, please go and have a look at the previous video. In fact, I had asked people to see my previous video on maintenance before coming to this particular YouTube live. However, I'm sure that some have benefited from it and it has saved time for others as well. I'll take a question from Junaid Kamran. Does amount of maintenance in section 125 depend on type of city where it is filed? Smaller cities have cheaper cost of living. Okay, so Junaid, definitely it is dependent upon the kind of city where it is filed. Where the cities have lower cost of living, the lower maintenance is granted by the courts. However, I have seen the increased propensity of women filing cases in bigger cities. So supposedly a man is in Delhi and the woman is from a smaller town in Haryana or UP. she will file all other cases in the smaller town, that is 498 or any other case, divorce case, child custody case, whatever other cases she will file in that particular city. But for this maintenance or domestic violence, she'll come down to Delhi and make this place as jurisdiction and file these cases. So of course, it is because the intelligent ones know that in a city, bigger city, the higher amount of maintenance is granted because the cost of living in these cities are very high. So when you are answering any petition like this of a smaller city girl filing petition in a bigger city, you should always mention where this lady is residing and how cost of living is impacting the maintenance, and then you will realize that it does impact. There are certain judgments. I am not sure of the names of those judgments, but I have read judgments which give effect to this, that a man is living in a bigger city, or there are judgments when a man is an NRI and woman is staying in India, and then cost of living has been looked into by the courts and the maintenance is granted in the similar fashion. So Apoor Sani seems have a question also. Uh, Apoor Sani has a question: why file 125 for NRI? Will the court consider currency conversion and higher cost of living abroad (INR) before giving interim? I have provided breakup of my cost of living to the court with proofs. So, Apoor, yes, and definitely for NRIs, NRI should take note of this particular factor, that NRI maintenance is not calculated by currency conversion. In fact, there are two terms. One is purchase power parity, which is that up supposedly a dollar, what you can buy in a dollar, how much amount in INR you are required to pay to get same kind of services. So purchase power parity of dollar comes to somewhere around 27 or 28 rupees, and it is not 72 rupees. So that is one. The other is there is a market survey which comes from World Bank every year, which also denotes the cost of living vis-a-vis the particular currency of that country. So you should use these two things while filing reply or arguing your case. In fact, there are few judgments from Allahabad High Court, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Delhi High Court, and Bombay High Court. These I am very sure because they are available on my website, which says that the court should consider the cost of living abroad before deciding maintenance or before giving maintenance to a woman like this. And most of the judges are not aware of these judgments, so you should be proactive. You should make your lawyer wise about these judgments and produce these judgments in court while arguing your own matter. Once you are arguing this matter in court with the supporting judgment from higher courts, I am sure the court will consider the cost of living abroad because they will have a precedent to consider, and your maintenance will be suitably reduced. I am next taking a question from. I hope your question is answered. However, you have not mentioned which country you are in. Otherwise, I would probably have given you some more information of both. Now, I am taking a question from screen name by Gauri Shiva. Sir, you are inspiration for us. Wife filed divorce, cruelty, and desertion. Wife is engineer and educated lady in MP State. Also at MP State, 498 is going on for a long date. Since birth, husband is working and staying in Kolkata. So after receiving divorce, uh, husband has filed 23A HMA counter. Can husband file? Okay, now can husband file application for 24 HMA as well for cost and expenses, as husband have to travel from Calcutta to UP to contest the case, and it will be incurred huge cost and expenses to the husband. Or what relief the husband will get from court, uh, and what relief husband should seek under section 23 HMA, or if husband wants to use, then husband file these two sections together. So, Gauri, you have mentioned that you are also working in Calcutta and staying in Calcutta, though your wife has filed cases in UP or MP, because one place you have written MP, the other place you have written UP. So, of course, you are traveling and you are incurring expenses. However, as you are working and it is not, there are not many precedents where maintenance has been granted to a man under section 24 HMA. if he is earning. Though there are certain this said, there are certain precedents where maintenance has been granted to a man, but only when he was not earning at all, or his earnings were minuscule in nature. Only then there are instances when maintenance has been granted to a man. I doubt that you should file 24. It will only delay your 23A application, because now one thing is sure that both of you want divorce from each other. And if she is earning, the court will definitely force her also to go for mutual consent divorce. And I'm very hopeful that your matter will be resolved pretty soon. However, if it is not resolved, you should contest the matter on your grounds, and you should seek divorce in your favor and against the female. And it is a very good thing that you have done. You have filed Section 23 of 23A of HMA, that is counterclaim. I have been telling people for quite some time, and this is probably one odd case I have seen where the husband has gone ahead and filed counterclaim in a divorce application. I must congratulate for your guts and knowledge, and I'm sure that you have a very good advocate at hand. I am taking a question from Dulip Damle. His question is: case is in Nagpur courts. Wife with me treating me and my parents for putting SB and for 98A case and putting message on WhatsApp तेरी family को फंसाती हूँ and call police and try to put case on my family. But no case has put by police afterward. I put for divorce on this message ground. After that, she put DB on me, and but in NCR report only my father name is mentioned. I am also given 9,000 rupees maintenance of child, and her he lives with her parents. Can I get divorce? Also, she put false allegation such as rape on my father in DV case. Will there be impact on final order of? Uh, Dilip, your question is not very clear to me, yeah, and this is your story. But what is the question which you are asking is not very clear to me. So unless I'll request you that English does not seem to be your first language, if you can put this question in Hindi, it will be better for me. It will be easier for me to answer this question. दिलीप जी, आपका सवाल मुझे समझ में नहीं आया है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अंग्रेजी आपकी पहली भाषा नहीं है, तो आप कृपया अपने सवाल को हिंदी में लिखिए और मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि इसका जवाब दे पाऊं. देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम बेबी दीपिका. सर, हस्बैंड की मंथली इनकम पर कितना % वाइफ को मिलता है? दीपिका जी, ऐसा कोई निश्चित नहीं है कि इतनी इनकम है तो इतना परसेंटेज ही मिलेगा. बहुत से फैक्टर्स मेंटेनेंस को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं. किस शहर में आप रह रहे हैं, आपकी खुद की क्या नीड्स हैं, हस्बैंड की क्या नीड्स हैं, बहुत से फैक्टर्स इस पर डिपेंड करते हैं. तो इसलिए इस तरह की कोई भी बात नहीं बताई जा सकती कि इतने % ही मिलेगा, और ये कोई मैथमेटिकल फॉर्मूला नहीं है. Deep Chand has a question: will there be impact on final order of 125 case maintenance if no harassment is proved and husband still wants to stay with wife? Will the maintenance in 125 be calculating considering that wife is postgraduate and can find teaching job? So Deep Chand has two questions, and I like to take these two questions independently and like to elaborate on both the questions. So his first question is: will there be an impact on final order of maintenance of 125 case if no harassment is proved and the husband is still wants to stay with the wife? Definitely. The answer is definitely. If no harassment is proved, there are not one, maybe hundreds of judgments where it is stated that wife does not have any rightful meaning to stay away from husband, and thus no maintenance is granted. First of all, we have to understand that in 125 case, wife should have sufficient reason to stay away from the husband. Secondly, husband should also have sufficient means to maintain the wife, and there should be a refusal to maintain the wife. So in your query, that will there be an impact on final order of 125 case maintenance if no harassment is proved and husband still wants to stay with wife? Two things are proved: that you have not done anything which entitles women to stay away from you. Now the second part is that you still wants to stay with this woman. So both these things are in your favor. So you should put your foot down and run the case in a very fast manner, so that even if any interim is granted, the case is led very fast, the evidence is led very fast, and it comes on record that there is no harassment, and you want to stay with wife, so that maintenance to this particular woman shall can be avoided or can be defeated. Now the second question is, will the maintenance in 125 be calculating consider the wife is postgraduate and can find teaching job? Your question is that can find teaching job. Now there used to be lot many judgments which were supporting your cause. There used to be a lot many judgments from various high courts as well, which had upheld that woman who is capable of earning should earn and not be dependent upon the husband. And uh, Bombay High Court, MP High Court, Delhi High Court, they had all held that women should, who are well educated, they should earn. However, in 2018, the same case had gone to Supreme Court, and unfortunately, Supreme Court tried to differentiate between two things. One was capacity to earn, and capability to earn. Now, capacity is something which a, a person is doing and earning. That is capacity. And capability is what you can do, but you are unfortunately not doing. There are instances where a woman has not worked for a long time, and it is not possible for her to look for a job immediately. This said, there are other instances where I have advised people to argue on this particular aspect, that in such cases, a limited duration maintenance should be given to women, and women should be asked to find a job during this time. I am very happy that on my suggestion, at least two people have argued on the same lines and have got relief. Where not two, multiple people actually. Two is something which I remember it happened in Delhi, but it happened in Hisar also, which happens to be my hometown. The only thing was that in Delhi it was 1 year, and Hisar it was 2 years. That the women should find a case within 2 years. And then also I have got few suggestions from people where the court have asked the women, though not uh, given a limited duration maintenance, but have asked the women to find a job at the earliest. So these are the some of the things. See, we have to see a judgment, but we have to find ways and devise means how we can counter all allegations, as well as how we can argue logically. It is not that every time these arguments will be accepted by the courts in the absence of all any precedent. But there are very good chances that the court may accept some of the arguments which are logical, and should can give you certain reliefs. And I am of a firm belief that a woman who have taken professional education and decided not to work even in the time of adversity has wasted a seat. And that is a national loss which has occurred to us. If an engineer, if a woman who never intended to work has taken a degree in engineering, she has wasted a seat in engineering college, in which our government is doing a lot of subsidy. So these kind of women should not be granted any relief at all. Should not be. Yes, I understand if there are circumstances of a person who has an engineer has fallen in bad times and had to, leave job. There are instances; those kind of instances are accepted. But I don't accept that you take admission in medical college when you don't want to become a doctor just because you were good in studies. You should not. Nobody should be allowed to waste seats in professional colleges. Nobody should be allowed. And I'm a firm believer. I'm sure that some people will find my views as very radical, but this is something which I deeply feel about. I'm sorry that I have discussed and not discussed other questions. I'll try to make up for it. Now there is a question from Shashidhar Tale. Hi, I am in Telangana state. Government gives 1 lakh rupees for poor bride families toward marriage. If they show their income is below 2 lakh. In my case, I just came to know that they received the sum amount in. It was spent in marriage and dowry. As per government rules, those who all are sound enough in property and not eligible for the scheme, and it's 420. So what is the query, sir? Is this fraud with government? Yes, this is definitely a fraud with government. And if they own property and they had given a false declaration, you should file a complaint about it. Uh, Now I am taking a question from Lakhveer Chand Sharma. सर प्लीज टेल अबाउट लिव इन रिलेशनशिप. अगर वाइफ डिवोर्स नहीं देती है तो कैसे रहें? IPC 497 नाउ अबॉलिश. कैसे हेल्पफुल होगा? बेबी कैसे प्लान कर सकते हैं? लखवीर जी, ये क्वेश्चन अगर आप वीकेंड की मीटिंग में लाएंगे तो मैं इसका डेफिनेटली पूरा प्रयास करूंगा कि इसका जवाब दूं. ये सेशन मेंटेनेंस के लिए है, तो हम मेंटेनेंस पे ही अपने सवालों को लिमिट करेंगे. There is a question from a person having screen name Devil. I'm sorry, I have missed it. Where it is? Yes. So there is a question from a person by the screen name Devil. सर मेरी वाइफ एक प्राइवेट स्कूल में टीचर है और ₹21,000 रुपये महीने की कमाती है, जैसा उसने इनकम एफिडेविट में लिखा है. मैंने महीने के 52,000 रुपये कमाता हूँ और हमारी कोई संतान नहीं है. मेरी पत्नी मुझे शादी के 2.5 महीने बाद ही छोड़कर चली गई थी और मेरे ऊपर DV एक्ट और 498 का केस किया है. क्या कोर्ट में मेरा मेंटेनेंस बन सकता है? डेविल जी, आपका जैसा स्क्रीन नेम है, अगर इसी हौसले के साथ आप कोर्ट में लड़ेंगे, तथ्यों को पेश करेंगे, तो मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि आपको कोई मेंटेनेंस इसमें लड़की को नहीं देनी पड़ेगी. लड़की की इनकम सफिशिएंट है और कंपैरेटिव टू योर इनकम बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंशियल नहीं लगता है मुझे. अगर आप शहर का नाम बताते तो मैं इसके बारे में शायद थोड़ी ज़्यादा जानकारी दे सकता, पर अगर आप डेविल की तरह ही कोर्ट के अंदर लड़ेंगे, तथ्यों को पेश करेंगे और अच्छे से आर्ग्यू करेंगे, मैं बहुत श्योर हूँ कि आपको इसमें लड़की को कोई मेंटेनेंस नहीं देनी पड़ेगी. Braj Bhushan Rao has a question. Once visited the police station and they have demanded 25 lakh rupees. I am not sure what does that mean. Thank you, Mayank, for saying that people should ask questions short and to the point. Karan Sandhu, I'm taking a question from Karan Sandhu. Good evening, sir. Court marriage lasted 50 days while left on her own record, facing cases under section 328A, demand 10 crore, 60 lakhs in DV, wife earns 40K. Chances of maintenance. Karan, you have not mentioned what is your income. So if I knew what is your income, I would have been in a better capacity to guide you. So please mention what is your income and where is the case, so that we can probably discuss it better. I am taking a question from वैभव. वैभव जी का सवाल है, सर हेलो सर, वाइफ अपना ससुराल छोड़ के गई, मायके जाकर उसने जॉब ढूंढी और फिर फॉल्स DV केस फाइल किया. DV केस में लिखा कि शी हैज बीन लेफ्ट हाई एंड ड्राई एंड डिमांडेड फॉर इंटरिम मेंटेनेंस. आई फाइल्ड रिप्लाई एंड मेंशन द प्लेस एंड डेजिग्नेशन वेयर शी वर्क्स. आपको क्या लगता है आगे क्या स्टेप होगी रिगार्डिंग मेंटेनेंस? आंसर, सिंस शी लाइड इन रिपोर्ट, तो उसको कुछ होगा. वैभव जी, इसमें दो अलग अलग मुद्दे हैं. नंबर एक कि उसके पास एक सफिशिएंट इनकम है जिसकी वजह से उसे मेंटेनेंस नहीं मिलनी चाहिए, और दूसरी बात, उसने कोर्ट के अंदर एफिडेविट पे झूठ बोला है. तो जहां तक रही बात कि उसे मेंटेनेंस नहीं मिलनी चाहिए, ये बात इससे और ज़्यादा प्रभावित होगी कि उसने इसके बारे में बिल्कुल झूठ भी बोला है. तो भले ही उसकी इनकम कम होगी तो भी उसे मेंटेनेंस नहीं मिलेगी. ऐसे केस में जब आप ये प्रोड्यूस कर देंगे, कोर्ट को ये कन्विंस कर देंगे कि ये लड़की कमाती है. और दूसरी बात, क्योंकि उसने झूठ बोला है तो आपको इसके अगेंस्ट पर्जरी अप्लाई करनी चाहिए. एक एप्लीकेशन CRPC 340 की में लगानी चाहिए कि इस लड़की को प्रोसिक्यूट किया जाए कोर्ट के अंदर झूठ बोलने के लिए। मेरा यह मानना है कि अगर 4-5 लड़कियों को भी इस तरह की सजा होगी और ये बात पॉपुलराइज हो गई तो झूठे मेंटेनेंस के केसेस आने बंद हो जाएंगे। अधिकतर मैं जानता हूं कि अधिकतर समय कोर्ट इस मेंटेनेंस केस को रिजेक्ट करेगा। मेरे केस में भी यही हुआ था, मेरे अपने केस में भी यही हुआ था कि मैंने जैसे ही 340 की एप्लीकेशन लगाई मेरी बीवी ने केस विड्रॉ कर लिया। उस समय मुझे ज़्यादा जानकारी नहीं थी और मेरा ये मानना था चलो केस खत्म हो रहा है तो खत्म होने देते हैं। पर अगर ऐसी कोई स्थिति बनती है तो आपको ये चाहिए कि लड़की को प्रोसिक्यूट करवाएं। 340 में एक प्रोसीजर है, 195 में कोर्ट खुद कंप्लेनेंट बनेगा और उस लड़की को किसी अन्य मजिस्ट्रेट के पास भेजेगा इस क्राइम का ट्रायल रन करने के लिए, उसके बाद ही उसे सजा हो सकती है। तो मेरा ये मानना है कि आपको ये जरूर करना चाहिए। प्लीज गिव मी अ ब्रेक। Okay. Now Deepak Kumar has a question. My wife filed 125 and divorce, later compromised under section 13B after taking 1 lakh in court. It is 1 lakh. In court, she is denying cases are disposed of except 13B. Can she again file 125 and how would I get my money back? So Deepak, first of all, you can file for a recovery suit for the money which you have given. Of course, court cannot grant you divorce for this particular section, but you can get your money back. And even if she files 125, she is not going to get any maintenance, as per my understanding. You have to contest your case very well, show her conduct in the court, that how her conduct is. When she was failing her in her cases, she compromised the matter, and once she has taken money, she is playing fraud with you as well as the processes in court. They are these provisions of maintenance, etc., are the social provisions of law, and nobody should be allowed to take advantage of them for their gains. क्वेश्चन है किशोर मखीजानी का, सर 125 के एंट्री मेन मेंटेनेंस आईओ का दे रहा हूँ, 10 के दे रहा हूँ, 10,000 दे रहा हूँ, अभी सब काम बंद है, मेरे गारमेंट एजेंट 2 महीने से कुछ पैसा नहीं आया है, मेंटेनेंस नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ, उसे घर आने को कह रहा हूँ। आगे पढ़ लेता हूँ मैं, कोई सवाल है तो। किशोर जी वो नहीं बोल रही है, वो मेंटेनेंस मांग रही है और वो पुलिस में कंप्लेंट की धमकी दे रही है, तो मैं क्या अपने बचाव के लिए कर सकता हूँ? किशोर जी सब 2-3 चीजें मैं इसमें अलग अलग हैं और मैं एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ। सबसे पहली बात, मैं काफ़ी समय से सोच ही रहा था और ज़रूर मैं इस पे अगले 1-2 दिन के अंदर या नेक्स्ट वीक में एक यूट्यूब लाइव या एक रिकॉर्डेड सेशन डालने वाला हूँ कि लॉकडाउन की वजह से जो आप मेंटेनेंस नहीं दे पा रहे, जेन्युइनली जिनको परेशानी है उन्हें क्या क्या स्टेप्स लेने चाहिए। दूसरी बात, 125 की मेंटेनेंस में पुलिस का कोई रोल नहीं है। अगर लड़की को मेंटेनेंस नहीं मिल रही है तो मैक्सिमम वो एग्जीक्यूशन फाइल कर सकती है, लड़की को बोलो जहाँ जहाँ कंप्लेंट करनी है कर लो, पुलिस इस मामले में आपसे मेंटेनेंस वसूल नहीं कर सकती है, तो इससे डरने की जरूरत नहीं है। तीसरी चीज, क्योंकि आपका पेशा ऐसा है जो कि डायरेक्टली इम्पैक्टेड है लॉकडाउन की वजह से, आपको चाहिए कि आप कोर्ट खुलते ही एक एप्लीकेशन लगाएं जिसमें आप जो भी मेंटेनेंस अवार्ड लड़की को है उसमें रिलैक्सेशन मांगे या समय मांगे एरियाज को कंप्लीट करने के लिए, और ये आप 151 CPC के अंदर ही एप्लीकेशन लगा सकते हैं। तो ये 2-3 स्टेप्स आपको जरूर करने चाहिए। हालांकि जब भी मैं ऐसी कोई राय देता हूँ तो मैं लोगों को ये भी कहता हूँ कि कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है और ख़ासतौर पे अगर बच्चे से रिलेटेड, उसकी फीस से रिलेटेड कोई मेंटेनेंस का ऑर्डर है तो प्लीज़, अगर आपकी कैपेबिलिटीज़ हैं तो प्लीज़ स्कूल फीस एक्सेट्रा ज़रूर पे करें। आपके और बीवी की लड़ाई में बच्चे का नुकसान नहीं होना चाहिए। आई होप ये क्वेश्चन आंसर हो गए हैं आपके, और इसके अलावा कोई सवाल नहीं था, एक बार मैं फिर भी पढ़ लेता हूँ। हाँ, तीसरा सवाल ये है कि आप ऐसी बीवी को वापस आने को बोल क्यों रहे हैं? अगर इतने समय से आपके केस चल रहे हैं, मेंटेनेंस भी तय हो चुकी है और ये नहीं आना चाहती, तो आप इसे क्यों लाना चाहते हैं? ऐसी कोई वजह है? आप जेन्युइनली लाना चाहते हैं या सिर्फ मेंटेनेंस से बचने के लिए लाना चाहते हैं? क्योंकि अगर आप सिर्फ मेंटेनेंस से बचने के लिए लाना चाहते हैं तो मुझे नहीं लगता है ये कोई समझदारी की बात है। मैं अगला सवाल लेता हूँ, वो है जयदेव कुकरेजा साहब का। Wife left with daughter 9 years. Filed DV. In my reply, I submitted some evidence and applied for custody of my daughter. She filed POCSO, giving different reasons for leaving home. Her mother call recording is there where she says cases are false. She has independent income. Is there sufficient grounds to deny interim maintenance? Of course, Yadev ji, I think if she has sufficient income, that is a sufficient ground to deny interim and final maintenance for her. However, I am very sorry to hear, and it has become a practice that she has filed POCSO. I hope you are not arrested in this particular case, and the recording which you have from her mother will definitely help you and keep you in good shape. I am sure that the maintenance would be denied, as well as you will get anticipatory bail if, as and when required. Now coming to this, there would be certainly a maintenance for the child also required, in which case if she has filed for it, you should be willing to pay certain maintenance for the child which you think is genuine. I'm not saying that you should pay any exorbitant amounts, only which is sufficient, which you think is genuine and knowing your own financial capacity, and you should be able to support the child. एक ऐसे ही मुझे याद आया, मैं वीकली मीटिंग में भी अक्सर ये बात कहता हूँ कि अगर बच्चे की मेंटेनेंस है तो ये आपको विलिंगली देनी चाहिए। और बहुत से लोगों का ये मानना है कि नहीं, हमें उसमें भी पूरी तरह से कंटेस्ट करना चाहिए। बिल्कुल कंटेस्ट करना चाहिए, पर ओनली फॉर अनजस्टिफाइड अमाउंट्स। बच्चों को लेके, क्योंकि मैंने खुद एक चाइल्ड कस्टडी का केस फाइट किया है और बहुत से फादर जो चाइल्ड कस्टडी का केस भी फाइट करना चाहते हैं, उनको मैं ये बता देता हूँ कि बहुत से हाई कोर्ट्स की ऐसी रूलिंग्स हैं, जिसमें कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट की रूलिंग बड़ी प्रोमिनेंट है कि जो बाप अपने बच्चे के लिए मेंटेनेंस नहीं देता है, उसे बच्चे की कस्टडी नहीं मिलनी चाहिए। इसके अलावा भी बहुत सी जगहों पर बच्चों का एक्सेस भी रुक जाता है। ऐसा भी मैंने देखा है कि बच्चों का एक्सेस रुक गया है जब बच्चे की मेंटेनेंस आपने नहीं दी है। आप जब बच्चे की मेंटेनेंस खुद से देना चाहते हैं, खुद से ऐसी बात करते हैं कोर्ट के अंदर कि मैं मेंटेनेंस देने को तैयार हूँ, तो आप अपनी बोनाफाइड कोर्ट के सामने रखते हैं। कोर्ट इस बात को कंसीडर करता है और आपको डेफिनेटली इस बात का बहुत एडवांटेज अपने केसेस में मिलता है। तो कृपया ये गलती ना करें कि बच्चे की मेंटेनेंस आप ना दें। सुमित प्रताप सिंह जी का सवाल है, वाइफ ने 498 में कंप्लीट फैमिली को कवर किया था, जो कि चार्जशीट में निकल गई और चार्ज सिर्फ हस्बैंड पे फ्रेम हुए। डीवी में अगेन सबको कवर किया है, क्या 498 चार्जशीट का बेनिफिट डीवी में होगा और कैसे? सुमित प्रताप जी, नहीं होगा। अनफॉर्चुनेटली डीवी एक इंडिपेंडेंट केस है, इसके अंदर चार्जशीट में से लोगों के नाम निकलने का बेनिफिट आपको नहीं होगा। मैं अगला सवाल लूंगा। कौशलेंद्र शर्मा जी का सवाल, और काफ़ी मुझे इस बारे में सूचना भी नहीं थी। सर, दिल्ली महिला आयोग की चेयरपर्सन स्वाति मालीवाल ने एक ग्रुप बॉयज लॉकर रूम के लिए लिखा है, एक मेल बॉय ने सुसाइड किया है, क्या स्वाति मालीवाल पर एफआईआर हो सकती है? अनफॉर्चुनेटली मुझे इस बारे में पूरी जानकारी नहीं है और ये बहुत दुखद है। कल मैंने जरूर इस पर कुछ ट्वीट्स देखे थे, पर मुझे इसके बारे में जानकारी नहीं, और सुसाइड की जानकारी तो बिल्कुल नहीं है। पर हम आज जो है इस मीटिंग में सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेंटेनेंस के बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। मैं इसके बारे में बात करूंगा, आप मुझसे अलग से बात कीजिएगा इसके बारे में। अभिमन्यु पंचाल has a question, and the question is, I got married in November 2015. My wife complained twice in police station. In first police station complaint, inspector came to home, did not know the status of that complaint. In second police station complaint, she has gone for MLC simple. I have 3-year-old child. My wife is working since past 7 to 8 years. I have ITR also working currently. Don't have proof of current job. She has also transferred some amount in my bank when living with me, and I have also transferred her in her account. I want my daughter back, not my wife. What should be my strategy? Should I pick up my kid from her school? So, Abhimanyu, in this case, this particular case, I don't think that you should pick up your daughter just like that, because now there is a sufficient time elapsed which has happened, and even if you do that, then the court will ask you to hand it over back to her. If you want the child, then the only way and only recourse is that you should go for custody of child. I'm very hopeful, looking at your factual metrics, that you will be granted certain reliefs in child custody matter. There is a question from Emma Sharma. My wife is earning 10 lakh per month per annum and has left the job after separation in the excuse of child welfare. Trial court denied maintenance to her but allowed 30K per month to for the children, for kids. Okay. Uh, Now she has appealed in Delhi High Court for denying her maintenance. What stand shall I take? Worried about capability and actual earning are two different things, judgment. So definitely, Emma Sharma, there are these two are totally different things. But I don't remember you had asked this question in the last meeting as well. I don't remember what is your salary. 30,000 maintenance for kids. There, I believe there are two kids. Is not a very high amount, and you should pay. If I remember, your earnings were around 14 lakhs and her earnings were around 10 lakh rupees. So net she'll be the ultimate loser if she has left her job of 10 lakh rupees per annum, and she is not going to get by any stretch of imagination this much amount in maintenance. Uh, the trial court was justified in rejecting her maintenance, that she has not only the capability to earn, but she has left the job only to get maintenance and harass you. And if you represent the case in the similar fashion in Delhi High Court, I am very sure that